All right, let's get into the main discussion now. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has deployed 30,000 police personnel in Ekiti ahead of the governorship election scheduled to hold on Saturday, July the 14th.
A Force Public Relations Officer, Jimoh Moshood, revealed this in a statement on Sunday at the Force headquarters in Abuja. He said the police boss has directed that a robust and elaborate security arrangement be implemented in Ekiti to ensure peaceful, credible, free and fair election. The IGP also moved the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations, Assistant Inspector General of Police, 4 Commissioners of Police and 8 Deputy Commissioners of Police, DCPs, to further boost security before, during and after the election.
Also deployed are 2 patrol surveillance helicopters, 5 additional armored personnel carriers, 10 armored personnel vehicles, and 250 police patrol vehicles to access difficult terrains. We also understand there are sniffer dogs as well.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have Charles Ideho with us. We'll still be doing justice and crossing bridges as far as this issue is concerned.
That's right.
Now, if we remember, if we take our minds back to 2014, and with the reports of the role the security agencies played to that election, the military, the police, DSS, and all of that from the reports we got, and now 30,000 policemen. That is just police. There's certainly going to be DSS all over the place and all of that.
Soldiers.
And soldiers. Could this be what is making, or what could make the sitting governor maybe become a little apprehensive, thinking back as to what happened in 2014?
Yes, I mean, if it's apprehensive, it has every cause to be. We are all watchers of politics, we are followers of these processes. It has become customary in a political experience that two reasons why certain amount of personnel are deployed. You could deploy, the sitting government could decide to do that if in the state they are not in control of. That's like Ekiti, number one. Number two, they could also deploy in a state where they feel that their man is leaving. So there's going to be a change of baton, like in the state of Edo, for instance.
Yes.
When Oshomole was going to change his baton, he was going to hand over to Obaseki. And Obaseki wasn't a popular candidate as at that time. So the pendulum was likely going to swing the other way.
Yeah.
And it would have been a political suicide for APC to lose Edo, which is just like a gateway into the southeast in that road, because Edo, Delta, then before you move Northern Bridge. So to deploy such number of personnel in Edo was to make sure that, first of all, they will tell you that even though we are leaving, this baton will not be handed over to an opponent. So
make a statement.
So it's a statement. In Ekiti, for instance, in Ondo too, you saw that they were also
26,000.
You understand? So it's a game that has subsisted for a while. Ekiti, what they are doing, what the federal government is doing in Ekiti is like a show of force. We know your man is going, and Fayose is also very, very powerful in Ekiti. Okay, very powerful, and Fayose is like what they call one man mopo in Nigeria. That he can stand if money for money. If you talk
dollar
of anything,
dollar, whatever.
But and the FD will not be comfortable because they want Ekiti at all cost. Which of course will also show up their political fortune in the southwest. Don't forget that in 2014, 2015, Buhari had about 12 or 11 million dormant vote for him ever since.
Every
election year.
Before 2015,
but he couldn't swing victory his way until they had an inroad into southwest. So southwest, you have the Lagos, so getting Ekiti to add to their kitty will be a political fortune for the APC, which is what you are seeing now. So Fayose has every cause to be apprehensive.
Okay.
So is this really what Nigeria needs to have a free, fair and credible election? For us to have this massive deployment of security forces, how soon can we begin to look forward to a time when elections will just come and
like a festival,
like, you know,
how
like
soon? 30 years.
With
30 years.
Yes. 30 years.
Because when INEC says that there are about 299 flashpoints that have been discovered in Ekiti,
yes,
that truly is cause for
30
worry.
years. You know what? There are two. I will give you two major reasons why I said 30 years. Number one reason is the perk of office. That is what comes to you when you get in there. We were talking about the president of Croatia who was hugging his players. And so. Would that happen in Africa?
Such simplicity in
It can't
leadership.
happen because if you can't be coronated as a king, you can be coronated as a political king anywhere. You become the be-all and end-all of the rest of us. So that's on the one hand. What comes to you as a political office holder is so much that it's so attractive that you can kill to remain if you were there, or you can kill to get in there.
Yeah, but
that's number one. Number two,
yeah.
let me say the other one.
Yeah.
The number two aspect of it is that the staggered election we are having is also a disadvantage, because if we're going to be having election the same day all throughout the state, all the state federation, there's no way the FG will deploy 30,000 police to one state.
10% of the police
So they will
force.
spread. So you are having now, all focus is now on a particular state. So which is why I'm saying that it's 30 years. Number one is because of the attraction to the office, or the attraction of the office. And then number two is because the staggered process, where you are doing all power will now, all attention will shift to one state. So whoever is in power, whoever, must do everything to make sure they retain that state or take it away from the opposite.
Yeah, but in this case, how sure can Nigerians even be? How sure can Nigerians be that in 30 years things are going to change when, since independence until now, it's about 57 or 58 or 59 years, as the case may be.
Yes.
Yeah, about 50.
Why I told you
58
it's
years
30
ago.
years.
Because the point there is, if you look at the way politics is run now, compare it to the First Republic and the Second Republic, the politics at that time was even better than now. When
Well,
it comes to ideologies, when it comes
The
to...
Second Republic you refer to is actually one of the reasons that the police has said, look, we need this massive deployment. According to Jimoh Moshood, remember what happened in the Second Republic? I had to go back to the history books to find out what
happened
exactly
in the
happened.
Second Republic?
in the
What
Second
about the
Republic.
first, the Operation Wet here?
Exactly, all those happened.
Look,
but the point,
yeah.
but what I'm driving at is that when you mention political parties and there is no ideology, it remains an association of people who have either are in business together, or maybe they are old schoolmates, or maybe they belong to the same ethnic group or something, or maybe they
church,
belong
or
to
mosque,
church
or whatever,
association. And I can leave anytime I want to leave, and that's what we've been seeing.
Yeah, and is it going to change? That's why I said maybe
Exactly.
the earliest time is 30 years. We are still coming back to what I'm saying. What we are seeing is a process that when people will speak against it when they are asking for your mandate. When they get in there, the same process against which they spoke will hedge them on in power. For instance, if I say, we want to decentralize the system, we want to restructure, you get votes. Once you get in there, you become the most powerful president in the whole world. Are you going to restructure to weaken your position at the most powerful president? It's unlikely to happen. So that's why I said the earliest time is, you know why? If we begin to, what we need to do in order for us to remove this over influence of the security agencies of parties, that when you want to contest election, okay, let the application forms also be given to people who begin to maybe at a pittance, not
to start with.
Not
when you have to pay 15 million naira for
you have to do this one.
presidential.
Because once you get, first of all,
ticket.
the money is not refundable.
You need to
Yeah,
recoup, and you have to recoup that money.
The money is not refundable. Once you put in there and you don't win primary, you first of all forfeit that money. So you now be looking for how to first of all recover. Mostly maybe you borrow the money from
or took the loan,
and you need to pay
So
back.
in other words, the process in itself encourages corruption one
That's
way
what
or
I'm saying.
another.
And who are is the political parties themselves. In those days, my uncle, who was in UPN, had a membership card back in Bender State those days, where they tip off where you pay. So
you pay your dues a ticket.
Yes.
You pay your dues
and these
a
are the
ticket.
people who were funding
the parties
and funding the candidates.
Yes.
So you couldn't go in there on your personal recognition. If you won any primary, for instance, you were the candidate of the party. So you were not expected to go source for funds. The party will fund you.
Exactly.
But these days, you were expected to go for, first of all, pick fund for millions. Councillorship reform, you know how much it's going for? councillor, the lowest in that cadre, is going for so much. So when
Millions
the councillor gets in there, how many young boys
the
will have that
governorship
money
is
to
going
cost?
for like 10
So they either have
million.
godfathers,
Yeah.
and then when godfather pays for them on their behalf, once
You are
they win,
beholden to the godfather.
Nyemego, as they say in Igbo land, Nyemego, and then you go and look for the money to Nye.
Oh, all right. You will hear the ego.
You Nye.
All right. Now, let's look more critically at this 30,000 police. Let's look at the positive side, for instance. Now, with all the way the political parties are going and the candidates are going at each other,
Allegations and
the stakeholders meeting yesterday couldn't hold because of squabbles between disagreements and the war of words. Now, what good side can this bring out in ensuring that the election in Ekiti is free and fair?
Well, we hope that the presence of this, as I said, the overkill of the deployment of the police, let's hope that the presence will act as a deterrent to, in advance to people who want to foment trouble. But again, I don't think it will phase them. Usually phases those people who have trouble in their kitty. I'll tell you why. During the APC, the first stanza of their primaries,
yes,
you saw what happened when people were kicking the ballot boxes.
Exactly.
When policemen not there, they were there.
Right in front of the
cameras.
cameras.
They were right in front and were kicking. They were doing what happened? They no longer feared them because they were so people don't shoot anybody. So they know the policeman had a gun, but he won't shoot anybody. So
it was a party affair.
Is it just because of that, or there is a level of compromise on the part of the security
yes, also
agencies
because
too?
even the security agencies are not also apolitical. They also have their alignments. Most of them who are going there, if the federal government doesn't, maybe the federal government will go to pay them for 5,000 per day, politicians will give them more. Okay, you are going to stay here. Don't worry. You are supposed to stay in your own personal carrier. Don't when you get in there, you as you relieve the other will first of all go and cool off in the hotel, and then who pays for that? Not the federal government. So if somebody is paying for something, and then you eat buffet over there. Somebody is paying for that. Won't you look the other way when something is happening? Okay, so they are no longer phased because of then when they get arrested. What would you say? Okay, when they are arrested, okay, because nobody is going to shoot them. The worst that will happen is that they are arrested. When they are arrested, their principals will go there and bail them.
Ensure that they are bailed.
So where is the fear?
How reassuring is it when the IG has said any police officers found to be compromised in any way will be dismissed?
Okay, found.
And
if they're not found. What about if they're not found?
Okay, that's another matter entirely. That's the point.
Because
so why don't you prevent that from happening, that collusion from happening in the first place? And back to the issue of the 30,000, of course, the APC is all over the papers. They're in support of, an additional number of soldiers. About 4,300 of them will be deployed.
And they're happy.
The road safety, about 500. They've said about 500 of them will be.
NCDC.
All the different agencies.
But you expect the APC to cry foul?
How do we fix this problem? Especially when it comes to the kind of language that comes from the contenders, the gladiators themselves.
Speaking daggers and using daggers.
Sometimes it can even be referred to hate speech.
Yeah, well.
And then there's an attempt to even, come up with some peace deal that went south.
Well, you always tell them, speak daggers but use none. But they speak and they use. As I said earlier, I'm going to also repeat it, that you can never get a cleaner process unless you reduce the attraction to the offices. Because at the heart of them all is what comes to you. Is the winner takes all. If you become the governor of any state, you are the lord of the manor. Okay? You are in control of everybody. You are in control of the traditional rulers. You are in control of the political structure. You are in control of the civil service. You are in control of virtually everything within that state. So why would you not do everything humanly possible and sometimes angelic possible to get in there?
Will e-voting solve all of this?
Yes, e-voting will solve all these things. Because as the man Ayo was interviewing that time, he will tell you that the process, and it is becoming almost increasingly difficult for you to get votes from INEC. Unlike before, during Morisigu and the days past, that you could buy votes. So they are now focusing on
the voters.
using so much infrastructure. Anyway, incidentally, that's where the thing originated from. So they will want to let you know that you vote for me, you get maybe a kara or whatever.
In as much as the e-voting is going to take care of some of these things, there are also the concerns from the back door. Remember the Cambridge Analytica? We remember the Trump election, you know, and all of that. But, well, time is against us now. We have to end it here. Charles Ideho, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
All right.